Don't cancel me. I just kind of find this weird. Just tell me why, like, there's a men's bathroom and then you look where, oh, it's not even like a female bathroom.
I cheated on my ex, so he pretended he unalived himself. My ex and I broke up like 6 months ago, and I'm gonna be honest, I was the one who cheated on him, so yeah, it was my fault. As soon as I did, I came clean and I told him that I had cheated on him, and he wanted to break up immediately, and I respected him actually. Never spoke to him again. We just went no contact for the past 6 months. But a week ago, I was with my friends and he came up. I started thinking about him and how I missed him and how it had been 6 months since we had last spoken to each other, so maybe I could reach out to him just to check on him, not to get back together or anything, but this was someone that I cared about. I checked to see if he still had me blocked and he didn't, so I decided, okay, why not text him just to see if he'll respond. Like, I respect if he doesn't. And then he texts me back, but it's not him, it's his sister, and the sister says that he passed away. It's a very dry text of his sister that hated me, saying, well, do not text me ever again because he passed and it's all your fault. Now, the thing about this is that this wasn't true, and I knew it wasn't true because he had done this to his previous ex. He told me the story about how in his previous relationship, he had broken up with his ex and then he made her believe that he was unalived. So I knew that he was pulling this stunt to try and get in my head. It kind of pissed me off, not gonna lie, so I decided I was gonna just play into it. So I decided I was gonna gather my group of friends and drive 50 minutes to his house to pay our respects. And we bought all the flowers, like I was gonna do this whole thing. When we got to his house, I walked out of the car, told my friends to stay there, and I grabbed all the flowers and I just placed them on the front porch and knocked on the door and walked away. And as I'm walking away, his dad opens the door, and obviously his dad hates me because he knew what I did. And he just yells, "Can I help you?" And I played dumb and I just said, "I'm so sorry for your loss. Your son meant so much to me and it's so sad to see him go." And he got really mad at me because he thought I was joking him, and then I showed him the text that his sister supposedly had sent me saying that he had passed. And then my ex walks out the door and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I thought you had passed away." It was kind of funny to see because his dad was furious that he had lied about something like that, so at least that was fun to see.
I guess my question is, how come you couldn't just take a hint and leave that man alone?
If you're in a relationship and another man bought you anything, a purse, an outfit, whatever it may be, if he bought you something, your man has a right to be mad. If my husband came home and was like, "Hey, this girl just bought me a new pair of pants or a t-shirt or a baseball hat," I'd be like, "Why did she buy you that?" I heard this girl talking, she's like, "My boyfriend's really mad at me because he's mad that this man bought me a purse." Like, duh! Of course he's mad.
I don't even know why it's so hard to understand this. I mean, modern women do this type of stuff all the time. And then when a man gets upset and he explains himself, if you've never been with a baddie, then just say that. If you're insecure, then just say that.
I went on a date the other day and got the ick, and I want to know if anybody knows where I'm coming from or also gets the ick with this. So basically, I met this guy on a dating app, and first of all, he lied about his height on the app. Definitely not 6 feet, definitely more like 5'9" at best. So right away, I was already a little like, eh. Not even because of the height though, but because like you're not comfortable in who you are, you know, and that just gives weak. But this plays into why I got the ick. So we go to a restaurant called Koi in LA, and there's like a lot of seafood. So right away he goes, "I can't have anything with shellfish." And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then we're looking at the different types of sushi rolls, and he goes, "Oh, I can't have avocado because it makes my stomach hurt." I'm like, okay. And then we're looking at the menu, and he goes, "Oh no, this one's too spicy, and I don't like spice." And I'm like, okay. So then we finally go through his list of things that he doesn't like and can't have, and then we order, and then when he hands the menu to the waitress, he goes, "I have a nut allergy." I don't know why, I just was like so turned off. I'm like, oh my god, you have like a whole list of things that you can't have. Like, it just gives very weak, and like I understand like some of the things he can't help, sure, but like you don't have to, like, frame it more manly, you know what I mean? Like, not only are you lying about your height, but you have like so many like a laundry list of things that you can't have or can't eat or make your stomach hurt. So I don't know if I'm being dramatic, but like it was just so unattractive. Like, he could have just been like, "Oh, I don't like this role," or something else, you know, like frame it more manly. this same situation happened to me one other time before, and I went on like a gym date with a guy who was really hot, by the way. But every workout we did, he'd be like, oh, I tore my shoulder, oh, my back hurts, oh, I ripped my ACL or whatever. And I'm like, shut up. Like, you're like a freaking little fragile little boy. Like, it just doesn't give. Like, I want to feel protected and like everything, and you're like, this hurts, I hurt this. Like, get it together.
Honestly, other than the height, he didn't actually do anything wrong. I mean, if you can't have it, if he's allergic to it, number one. Number two, you hear a lot of people in LA, certain parts of LA, depending on where you are, they do that. Or I'm vegan, or I only eat this type of thing. And there's a lot of modifications that the server would have to make because that's their lifestyle. So I don't know what's manly and what's not manly. You guys really have to stop that. So now she's saying, if I read it longer in the comments, she's saying, if it was just the allergies and the pickiness, I would have continued to see him. Okay, so what is it now? There were many other things. The lying about his height. Okay, we heard that. Got it. You can stop there. Not physically looking like his pictures, insecurity, and taking little digs at me to make himself feel superior. Definitely not my person. Well, then why was if that was the case, then why was the video about him being picky? Why was the video about that if you had other things that you actually didn't like?
Women are more than happy to share their food with their guy, but guys especially are protective of this. So why are you guys so protective over food?
Now, this concept just might divide us men down the middle. This doesn't make one side better than the other, but I know what side I'm standing on. Viewer discretion is advised.
No, it's not that we
like you don't want to share with us.
Yeah, it's not that you guys are the only ones that want to share. We share everything with you guys, but...
No, I'm just talking about food.
Yeah, but the problem is, though, when we ask you if you want food and then you say you don't want it, and then when the food shows up and you pick off of our plate, that's the problem.
If it's one thing that will piss me clean the off is when someone picks at my plate. Because I'm such a giving person. I don't have a problem sharing with any and everybody. But when you take your crusty ass fork and start picking at my plate before you had a conversation with me, we got an issue. And I don't know what it is with significant others, but that's exactly what every man that has a woman that is in love with him will have to face at some point in time until he draws the line in the sand and say, yo, don't do this. I remember Kevin Hart told a joke on one of his specials. I forget which one it was, but he said he was praying and his woman was picking at his food. He was like, "Can't you see I'm talking to God? Can't you wait until I'm done having a conversation with God before you start doing this?" It happened to me. Now, here's where the division comes in. Some men don't mind it at all. They don't. And that's their God-given right. I'm not mad at it. That's your food, your life. You do your thing. But for the men that are on this side of the fence, on the darker side of the fence, we don't like that, ladies. Please cut it out. And if you want some, just ask.
Look, even our producer's like nodding his head. Stay out of this conversation.
Every man knows that this is part of the deal when you're in a relationship. Like that specifically when it comes to food. Babe, I'm hungry.
Okay.
I'm gonna get some food. Do you want anything? No. Okay, cool.
So
then my burrito shows up and now you want 6 bites.
Okay, let me put this into perspective for you. Okay, women will get extra food because they know folks want to eat it. They'll be like, oh, the kids are probably going to be hungry, so I'll just order extra for the kids. I'll order something for my man.
Right.
Why don't you guys have that same mentality?
Well, we do. The smart ones know to order 2 things. Even when you say no, make sure to get it for you.
I guess I'm not one of the smart ones because I take what she says at face value. If you tell me no, you don't want any food, I'm not going to get you any food. And I'm sure I'm going to have some women in the comments saying, that's the issue. But the fact of the matter is, you're a full-grown adult. If you're hungry, why not just say that? Because I don't mind getting some extra food for you in particular. What you want, just tell me what it is that you want. As a grown-ass man, that scene in the Notebook plays in my head like, yo, I fully understand what he was saying to that woman. What is it that you want?
Because here's the thing, though. We know what it is. I don't think a lot of women want to agree openly.
Oh, no.
But we know what it is.
What is
It's just that you want our stuff.
That's not true.
That's what it comes down to. It's like we ask you if you want food. We're happy to buy it for you, happy to make it for you, whatever. You might say no, and then we have to take it for face value because you're a grown adult. So but when the food actually shows up, the thing that we see in your eye is your desire to have what we have. That's what it all comes down to.
That was distributed so eloquently. That's exactly what it is. It's not that y'all are actually hungry in the moment. It's y'all just want what we got. Like everything else in life, y'all just want what we got. And any man that's ever had a woman actually like him or be in love with him knows exactly what I'm talking about. She's going to want to talk like you. She's going to eat your food. She's going to want to wear your clothes. She's going to want to hang out with you. She wants to do everything you want to do. That's when you truly know that she's rocking with you. It just comes at a price, I guess. But I guess maybe that's just something that we all can't really escape, huh? Yeah, keep the change.
And you know what? And you know, when he draws that line, now we not speaking on the car ride home. Now you don't want no ice cream. Now you don't want to go out for ice cream. Now you don't want to go out for dessert. Now you don't want your after dinner drink. Now you want to go straight home and go straight to bed. Oh, I got a shower. You know what? I don't think I'm going to shower today. I took a shower. I don't think I'm going to shower tonight. I took a shower this morning. Oh, okay. Well, whatever you want to do. You know, I get it. That's how they be, man. Oh, well, you didn't want to ask nothing because I bought you food. You. Anyway.
Everyone loves to say that women are only interested in money, but you would not believe the things that I have seen women do for a pretty face. I mean, he could be unemployed. He could be living off of her money. He could be like drinking, not having it together while she's got her together. I mean, she's driving him around. He could be living at her place, not paying for bills. Like, I've heard so many scenarios, and I'll hear about these guys and just be like, well, like, babe, like, what are you doing? And then you see them together and you're like, oh. Like, sometimes all they see in him is literally what they see in him.
Somebody in the comments said, because when he's 6'5", women are going to ignore all of the BS. And men know this. Men know this. Well, maybe not every woman, but there's a lot of women out there that this is what they're looking for. Right? You wouldn't believe the things that women will do. Men would. And that's why men are taking a step back. So when you come to the table and a man says, what is your body count? Who you been messing around with? Oh, nobody. What do you bring to the table? Oh, well, I don't really need to bring anything to the table. I'm the prize. You need to court me. Or, well, I really don't be doing all that for a man. A man's got to do X, Y, and Z. Let's pump the brakes. Because I know for sure you've been out there clowning. This man didn't give you anything and you gave it up. This man didn't do anything. He didn't make no commitments to you. As a matter of fact, this man told you he was going to dog you out and leave. That man told, oh, but I just did it for the plot. We know exactly how these women can be. We know these modern women will be out here writing people in jail, on death row, convicted people, felons, horrendous crimes. They will write them, be in love with them. Some people I heard somebody talking about the other day, reminded me that people were in love with Richard Ramirez, Ted Bundy, Eric and I can't remember. No, I don't know. Lyles, the Lyles brothers, and their horrendous crime. In love with them. So, yeah, we know exactly what they'll do for a pretty face. We know exactly what they'll do, not even for a pretty face, but the fame of it all. We're aware.
This man used the best pickup line on me. He says, when I make 6 figures, I'm coming back to get you. And you know what? King, you won. You won. Respectfully, I love that. Shut to the chase.
No, if you're not coming with me right now, we're done.
So I live my life by like the philosophy that in a relationship, in like a straight passing relationship, the girlfriend will always be hotter. The girl will always be hotter than her boyfriend. Because one, why would a man be there? But also, like, and there are cases, more rare I think, but like where they're equal levels of hot, or where I'm like, okay, you both are very, very attractive people. But in general, like, the girl is just always going to be hotter than him. And it takes a lot for that not to be the case. And I guess today's National Boyfriend's Day. I clearly care so much. Forgot it was a holiday. But I'm seeing all of these like so insanely gorgeous girls on like my Instagram feed and their stories posting their ugly ass boyfriends, and I'm like, what are we doing? We need to lock in. You are so much hotter than him. You are so much hotter. You are like out mocking him. What are we doing? Oh my god.
I mean, I don't know what you're doing, but what they're doing is enjoying their boyfriends and appreciating their boyfriends for being who they are. You're just on the internet hating.
The greatest flex a man will ever have is not his watch, not his car. It's the woman that's on his arm. Men value beauty women value resources. Men chase status through beautiful women because historically, beauty signaled his best chance at a favorable offspring, and women chase resources because it provided protection and security. Evolution hardwired this exchange. The only thing that has changed since then is women being shamed for wanting a man with resources. Humans are wired to measure value through social proof. Other men instantly calculate this man's desirability based on the woman that's beside him. You think men want the respect of women? Sure, but they want the respect of other men even more. Men know they're judged by the quality of woman they can attract and keep, whether or not they choose to admit this. You are not just arm candy, you are proof of his identity, his discipline, and his taste. Women do this too. You ever see a regular guy walking around with a stunning woman and automatically think to yourself, wow, he must have something going for himself. And even if that relationship doesn't work out, he walks away with a baddie resume. Other women look at his dating history and think, wow, if you are able to attract a woman like that, then maybe you're a safe bet. You have raised his market value long after you have left his life. And that's a part that women forget. You are the flex.
I mean, the flex is not actually your beauty. The flex is who you are and what you are to him as a person. The man, if this is the high value man that you're talking about, he's going to already have built his value. That's why you're there. You know what I mean? Like, I understand you coming in and you being an enhancement to his life. And when I say enhancement, I don't mean to downplay what you're doing. I just mean to say that you guys working together, it's kind of like, okay, I've got this add-on and it makes me more powerful, right? But without the add-on, I'm still good. Like, I'm still going to get there without the add-on. But the add-on helps me to get there faster, and the add-on gives me abilities that I didn't have before or I wasn't utilizing before. So it does make me better, but it's not the prize. I don't go through the game for the add-on. Does that make sense? I go through the game to defeat the final boss. I go through, like, if you're talking about Zelda, my favorite game is probably Zelda Ocarina of Time. You have side quests, and I'm not saying that you're side quest. I'm just saying maybe you're the sword that I desperately need to beat the final boss. But the final boss, defeating the final boss is the prize. Getting to the goal is the prize. You come along and you greatly enhance what I'm trying to do. But once again, the boss, beating the boss and bringing in the spoils from beating the boss is the prize.
Talking to men is so draining, and not too much because I get my hair done tomorrow. But talking to men is so draining. I started talking to this guy. I haven't linked them, no date, no nothing. We was just talking to see if I wanted to take it there yet, right? We haven't been talking for more than a week. Probably, I would say 4 days. And as I'm speaking to him, I realize a lot of the jokes that he be making is low-key insulting. Like, he used insults as jokes. I don't like that. I don't find that funny. I'm not your homeboy. I'm in very much soft girl era. Do not try to insult me as a joke and think it's funny. It's not funny. Because to me, every joke has some truth to it. So if you insulting me, I feel like you're dead ass insulting me for real. So me being a little emotionally mature, I decided to give him a chance to fix that shit. And I brought it up to him like, hey, like, low-key, one thing I realized, actually, let me just read exactly what the text message said. So I said, you know what I realized? He said, well, I be hating low-key, ? And then he said, nah, just kidding, with a laughing emoji. I support. I said, no, your jokes do be insulting. You joke and insult, and I don't know if it's intentionally or unintentionally. He put red flag, ? I said, I honestly don't like it, to be honest. So he said, my bad. I said, I mean, at least I'm being honest. But if that's your thing, I don't want to change you as a person. Because honesty is giving you already snitch on yourself. This is the type of person you are. Like, I feel like I could give you a chance to change that. But it's like, this is your personality. Honestly, I'm just not your personality. But back to the text messages. So I said, but if that's your thing, I don't want to change you as a person. But personally, it's just not something that I'm used to. Or specifically, I said, but personally, it's just not what I'm used to. Right? So he put the thumbs down on it. So he said, nah, I get that. I don't mean no harm by it. Honestly, I appreciate you for telling me, though. I'll cool off on it. You know, I thought he was making a step to progress. But within that same minute, from 8:46 p.m. to 8:46 p.m., 2 texts double back. He responds, I don't know, maybe you want to, like, go back to what you're used to. There's so much sass up your ass. It took everything in me not to be like, suck my dick with your dead grandmother's lips. Everything in me, but I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said, LOL, okay, it was nice meeting you. And we move on to the next one. This is exactly why men gets my business number now, and they don't even get my personal number. Because this was a interview and big failed. You did not get the mob.
You know what his response reminds me of? That scene in Goodfellas where Billy Bats and Tommy were kind of in the bar and they were talking, and Billy Bats was kind of throwing shade at Tommy for, you know, you're not a gangster. Like, you're not a real part of the mafia. I've known you since you've been shining shoes. Tommy was like, I don't do that anymore. And Billy was basically like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't mean any disrespect. And then he doubles down on the joke and says, now go back to shining shoes.
Well, I tell you to go home and get your shine box. I used to call him Spit Shine Tommy.
So here's where Tommy tells him, I don't do that no more.
I don't shine shoes anymore. I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you. Now go home and get your shine box.
That's what she sounds like to me.
I'm in one of those groups that's like, are we dating the same guy? And let me tell you, if you're a male, the loneliness epidemic is about to get even lonelier, because these women are getting together and vetting even before they meet you. So if you don't want to be lonely, you need to like sort your stuff out and become a better person, make an effort. You should treat every interaction with a female like you're gonna get a Google review, because like it's about to get lonelier. Like, we are collectively getting together and not wanting to be with men. So
Dude in the comments said, I hope you have fun with your little group. I'm going fishing. Another dude said, stay single, fellas. Your wallet and your sanity will thank you later. Facts.
okay, so as a woman who is actively dating, I think these are some non-negotiables, okay, that I have personally. Flowers. I shouldn't have to ask you for no flowers. You ain't gotta ask me to get your hair cut. I shouldn't have to ask you for no flowers. You ain't gotta ask me to get your hair cut. You want your hair cut, don't you? Okay. I'm not too big on PDA, but affection is a must. If we're out in public, you could touch me. You could hold my hand. I could hold your arm. You could kiss me on the forehead. We ain't gotta do the most. But don't act like you here with your sister or something. I don't have a problem with you having friends of the opposite gender. Just don't get crazy. Like, be respectful. Chivalry is not dead. If you don't open the door, I'm not going. Period. Why you can't open the door? It's not that hard. Please walk on whatever side of the street that you're supposed to walk on, because I genuinely, I am not your mama. You are not my dad. We should not ever. Princess treatment is not just a trend. It is a lifestyle. You will treat me like the queen that I am, because I'm going to treat you as such, so there's no reason that I should be getting treated any less. Communication is a must. Don't go too long without talking to me. Don't go a day without talking to me, number one. But if something is bothering you, communicate that with me. And if I don't understand the way that you communicated it to me and it's still not clicking in my brain, still take the time to try to communicate it again, because maybe I just didn't get it the first time. Patience. I don't have a lot of patience, but I'm working on it. But a non-negotiable is patience, because I don't have a lot of patience and I'm working on it. Dates are vital. We have to go on dates. I'm going to take you on dates. You're going to take me on dates. 50-50 is a thing, but when you're with a man of God doesn't really believe in 50-50 because he is the head. But I don't mind doing the 50-50. I don't mind paying for stuff, because if I'm, time and attention are worth more than materialistic things. Time and attention are worth more than materialistic things, okay? I don't like a stingy man. I don't like men that don't keep up with their hygiene. If you get upset with me and you can't find a respectful way to communicate with me that you're upset with me, don't talk to me. If you feel the need to show your dominance in every situation because you don't want your pride don't talk to me. If you think that you could talk to females any type of way and that a female's just supposed to be like, yes, sir, don't talk to me. And if you a mama's boy and your mama don't got no self-control and she don't understand that you are her son, don't talk to me. For real.
I think I'm pretty much okay with all of it for the most part. I would say on the communication though, if you're expecting the man to go over it multiple times with you, I'm just making sure we have the patience so when he doesn't get something, you'll continue to go over it with him.
This girl commented under my post and said, the day you feel bad for a man is the day your misfortune begins. And oh my God.
If we have so many women out there doing the healing work, how come it's not showing up yet? And you know, you can never really say this would never happen to me. I'm thinking about a situation right now where it did actually happen. It did actually happen. Not specifically the pulling from the hip and going off like he did, but he pulled around to the man's house. He knew exactly where she was. And let's just say it didn't turn tragic, thank God, but it turned very serious. Some stuff was done. So you gotta be careful what you're doing. Y'all just hanging out. He decided to do that. Actually, now I'm thinking about another instance. The man's probably in jail today. He's not getting out. He's not getting out. He found out that his wife was messing around with another man. The man was at an event. I'll say it like that. And he kind of walked in the doors of the event with, his reinforcement. Walked right up to the man, and he used that reinforcement on him, and just to kind of make sure the job was finished, he stood over him and used the reinforcement again. So, just kind of, all jokes aside, be careful with that type of stuff.
I have a bone to pick with men and their dating profiles. Now, don't come for me that women do this too. I'm not talking about women. I'm not talking about me. My pictures are always up to date. So sorry to this man, but he did it, and so I'm going to give an example. Okay, this is Ronnie. Ronnie, I'm like, oh, hi Ronnie. Yes, absolutely. I am going to match with you. I scroll down his entire profile until I get to this. This is actually what Ronnie looks like. Is Ronnie still a good-looking guy? Yeah, sure he is. If he had led with this, if he had led with, this is what I look like, this is my current age, then I would have matched with him. But now, Ronnie's a liar. Too bad. Too bad. I don't know. So ladies, what do you think? Do you see this a lot with older men? Like, I don't see this with young men. Young men don't do this. And again, don't come for me that women do this. I don't do this. Not, sorry you don't look like this anymore. But don't tell people that you do.
I guess I would be tempted to wonder who gave you permission to put his profile on here like this. You know what I mean? Like, modern women always want men to respect their privacy, but then they don't respect
this is actually what Ronnie looks like.
It looks like his hair is down. He's on the beach. People can look very different. But I guess I see what you're saying. Number one, number two, number three. I don't feel like actually. I've seen women do this. I've seen women do this exact same thing, to where they'll use certain photos and certain pictures, and it don't be them. Like they'll angle it. Have you ever seen those shows where the guy will show somebody else, a dude or a girl, a picture, and he'll be like, is she catfishing? And the woman be standing right there beside him. A lot of the times the dudes are like, yeah, that's a catfish. But most of the time the women are like, oh no, she's not catfishing, that's the angles. So basically what you're probably doing is giving women a pass because of the angles. Well, it's not really no, they're catfishing.
Welcome to the Female Accountability Center for the Undateable, or FAKU for short. Let's begin. Are there any Wiccans or Reiki healers here?
Yes, I'm a level 2 Reiki healer.
Okay. Listen, ladies, you are not an X-Men with superpowers. And until you come to grips with reality, I can't help you.
Somebody in the comments said this video could have been longer. Another person said we need a part 2, a part 10, and a part 100.
I find it quite crazy that so many beautiful black women in the social media, like the celebrity that we have today, so many of these beautiful black women are choosing to be with men who are accused of unaliving people. Not one or two or three, several. And I could understand if this is just, you're guilty, you're innocent till proven guilty. So many of these people have gone to court. Now, if my man went to court and he told me, yeah, I had a past, you know what I'm saying? And then I go to court and I find out he's unalived several people. Sorry, babe. I've got to let it go. You know what I'm saying? I'm not made for the ride or die life. But it's so many beautiful black women, and y'all know exactly who they are, so I don't have to name them. They are in relationships with people who have gone to court. The streets is talking. The witnesses is talking. The detectives is talking that these men have unalived so many people, and they are in relationships with them. Chanel bag in tow. Anything for a Chanel bag. I just don't. And I'm not saying you can't love somebody that has a past. Like, I would be with a reformed man, like a reformed hood dude any day that has given his life over to Jesus, that has repented. But these people, they're glorifying what they've done in their music. And then you turn around and get her in a relationship with him. I don't understand it. King Von, in documentaries, they were saying that this man was basically a serial killer and the ladies loved him because he was fine. What if you're next? Did you ever think of that, ladies? What if you're next? Okay? And again, like I said, forgiveness, walk in forgiveness, forgive people, okay? But my goodness. And then it got me to thinking, the Apostle Paul, he unalived so many Christians because he was blind, like he needed the scales removed from his eyes, right? And then once it's done so, he gave his life over to Jesus. But do you see that man remain single? He was single. And I kind of wonder if the women was like, sir, you unalive my friends, my family. I can't do it. Like, maybe all of the women clutched their pearls and were just like, he's a man of God now, but all the people he's unalived, I don't know that I can do it. Now, that's just me thinking out loud. I just be, my brain is filled with satire. Okay, so don't take it too seriously. But are y'all okay? I don't know. To each its own, I guess.
A lot of times we like to say that these women have daddy issues, or they have low self-esteem, which that might be the issue. But a lot of times people are just degenerate. I really hate to say it like that. People are degenerate. They're into things that you wouldn't think that they're into. They're into, I don't want to call it that word. I don't use that word on YouTube. It's not even a pleasure. Well, they get pleasure out of it. But they're into stuff basically that they should not be into. And they get deep into it. A lot of times people be doing this stuff on their own. They be out there thinking about it, fantasizing about it, maybe because they've seen it before, or maybe because they've seen it in the movie. Now they fantasize about it. Take for instance, Baby Boy. There's a movie with Tyrese Gibson and I think Taraji P. Henson. And, you know, just the whole entire movie, and honestly, it had a good story to it, but there was a lot of toxicity in there. There was a lot of toxicity, and you saw where it just wasn't healthy. That was because they grew up around that type of stuff and they saw that type of stuff. But my point is, women will see that. Some of these ladies will see that, and they won't focus on all of the toxicity. They'll focus on, oh, but he really loves her. At the end of the day, he fights for her. They might go through all of the pain and all of the heartache and the sadness, but they're drawn to the ending result of, I will fight through hell and come hell or high water to get to that. I want that. And some men will do it too, right? Well, a lot of men, let's not cap. That's what they're looking for. That's why people will make a joke about an R&B song, but or maybe another song just talking about how the man cheated. Oh man, I didn't mean to do this. Oh, please take me back. And the woman will take him back because she remembers the love or whatever. That's just what I want. Even though I don't like what he did, I want that. I'm thinking of a song R. Kelly did. Song was jumping. He was this dude, man. This dude, the song was called I Decided on, I think, his TP2 album. The lyrics went something like, I decided to stay home tonight. I decided I'm gonna treat you right. I decided to be there for you. I decided to be on my P's and Q's. And then the verse was like, enough is enough. No more running around searching for what's right here at home. I was like, now it sounded great when I was younger because it had like a good beat. But as I got older, I was like, why in the world? So you just sitting there letting that man cheat on you? Yep. You just sitting there letting that man put his hands on you? Yep. Sitting there letting that man put in his hands and go crazy on other people? Yep. They romanticized it. They fantasized about it. They've made it seem like it's not a problem. Think of Bonnie and Clyde, how they romanticized that story. The people probably riddled Bonnie and Clyde with stuff, riddled their bodies with beans, I'll say it like that. And they're glorifying that life.
Ayesha Curry is one of those people who, when she talks, I immediately block out anything anyone has to say. I don't even let their opinion of what she's saying enter my ear before I run and go watch it and listen to it for myself, because she is one of those people that we as a society, or not we, a lot of people have this irrational irritation towards, that anything she says or does will irritate them. Tyla is one of those people. Gabrielle Union is one of those people. I'm sure we can all think of someone. People collectively as a society, they have just decided they dislike and will rule out anything and everything that comes out of their mouth, and will just look for an opportunity to kick them down. And as it pertains to Ayesha Curry, I think it is really unfortunate, because even though I am child-free, she is saying something that I have heard many women say, many women who are wives, many women who are especially mothers, who have devoted their lives to their children, or their lives may not have panned out the way they thought they were going to. And that's something that you start to realize and think about the older you get, but especially as you start to near your 40s. And it's very natural for Ayesha Curry to be experiencing what she is experiencing and speaking out about it. However, for some bizarre reason, well, we know the reason, patriarchy. And again, Ayesha Curry is just one of those people have this irrational disdain towards. And it's really unfortunate, because it's not even a right message, wrong messenger, because money does not make it so people cannot speak to certain situations. We see people with money who are absolutely miserable. Look no further than Nicki Minaj, okay? People with money can absolutely be miserable. People with money can absolutely regret some of the choices they made in their lives or wish that they would have taken a different route or done some things differently. And I don't understand why. I'm less interested in the men who are kicking down Ayesha Curry because, again, I understand where that's coming from. It's unfortunately women, particularly, I'm not interested again in the women who are in their 20s or even early 30s speaking negatively about Ayesha Curry. I must say I am pretty disappointed to see the takes from women in their 30s, their mid 30s, 40s, 50s, speaking about so negatively about what Ayesha Curry said, especially if they are moms.
So a woman in the comments said something to the effect of, this is a very common thing that women go through. This is a very common thing that they think about, like, is there all this is for me, right? And I think people are grappling with that. Like, you made it, and you're saying, is there all that this is? I mean, you have a husband, you have 4 kids, you married young, your husband is rich, your husband looks good, he comes home and he gives all his love to you. You guys can go on vacation when you want. You have successful businesses, I don't know if they're successful, but they are definitely businesses, and that's not to throw any shade. But then in a 2019 interview on Red Table Talk, you said that you felt insecure that your husband gets more attention than you do. He gets a lot of attention from females, and you get zero attention from men. And it made you question yourself. What are you questioning? Like, what is there to question? You already have a family. Why would you be worried about that? I could see you saying, man, I kind of feel invisible. But you specifically said, no men are looking at me. How do you think that would make Steph feel? You know what I mean? Like, oh, she's expressing what a lot of women at this age go through. Do y'all ever know when to shut up? I think that's what people are saying. When do you stop talking? And people are saying the same thing about Michelle Obama, which, by the way, Barack Obama was the president. He not 1 term, 2 terms. And that's not enough for you. Oh, well, Brock's this, Brock's that. That's not enough for him to be the freaking president of the United States. Are you serious?
I really want to know why these women are calling into Ashley Dalton on the live, already knowing what she does for a career, already knowing what this is about, already claiming that you need help, only to get on the live and be mad and tell her how you have access to affluent men all the time. Because if that was okay, girl, why are we here? Why are we even here? It just is such a weird thing to be doing. It is so strange. And it was the same thing when Kevin Samuels was alive. Women heard the content. They knew his program, and it's like something in them just wanted to get on there just so they can be mad. It's like this crazy thing. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. If you truly are not in a place where you are teachable and you are ready to be molded and be open to suggestions, you don't need to ask nobody for help. If you already got the answers, why are you asking people what they think? If you already think you know what you're doing, if you already feel like you got it in the bag, why are you calling people to outsource resources? And this be the reason I minds my business, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, because people be exhausting. I done told y'all this. People be so exhausted. I minds my business so much because people really don't want help. They really don't want advice. They really don't. What they really want is for you to validate their core belief, which is there's nothing wrong with you. You're great the way you are. You look good, girl. You don't need to lose no weight, girl. You look so good, girl. Your hair look good. Your skin look good, girl. Ain't nothing wrong with you, girl. If these men don't want you, it's something wrong with them, girl. That's what they want to hear. It's just so crazy.
I mean, you said it perfectly. They don't want to hear any constructive criticism. They don't want to hear anything other than, I'm right. I look good. I don't need to improve. I've done the inner work. I've healed. It's the men that are wrong. You can't tell them anything.